discuss with you the repair and rehabilitation of structure subject, the 5 unit content. So this is a brief introduction about the different units which you are going to study. So the course outcome of this subject is that the first one will deals with understanding the maintenance and causes of deterioration in structure. Second unit will study about the different NDT test and the procedure for damage assessment. Third unit you will study about repair materials. What are all the essential parameters of the repair material, and what type of materials available in market, you will study it. And in fourth unit you will see about different repair techniques, what are techniques available for cracking, for spalling, and also for underwater repair also. And in fifth unit you will study about the different strengthening techniques for foundation, beam, slab, column, what are all the methods available, what are new techniques which is coming into the practice. All the things we will study in the fifth unit under the title called retrofitting. So with this we will see the content. So the first unit deals with maintenance and deterioration, second unit damage assessment, third unit repair materials, fourth unit repair techniques, that is for cracking and spalling, and fifth unit with strengthening methods. So in the first unit we are going to discuss about corrosion. So among the different type of failures, the most common failure is corrosion. So this one, if you see any building, okay, so maximum you can see this type of corrosion only. So why we are focusing on the corrosion means, so we can make a comparison, okay, with the human body. So you know about cancer. So if any human is affected by cancer means, okay, you can see at different stages, and at the end he will die. Okay, stage 1 will be there, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Once he reaches the stage 4 he will uh, lose its life. So like that for concrete also, once the corrosion happened, okay, it will go in different stages, and finally there won't be any reinforcement. If there is no reinforcement in concrete, finally what will happen, then it won't take the tensile load or stresses, and finally the concrete will be collapsed. So for that, this corrosion mechanism you should study, and what are all the causes for it. Okay, and third unit you will see about the control mechanism. Okay, so this is an corrosion map of India. Here you can see, so where the most affected area is along the coastal regions, where it has a direct exposure to sea condition. So you can see wherever the carbonation level is more, where the temperature is in the range of 50 to 15 to 45 degree, and in case of high humidity this corrosion will be more. Okay, but in other places also corrosion is there, but the percentage is less, uh, and it may, due to the reach of water and air to the reinforcement, that corrosion may happen. Okay, but severely affected environment is the coastal regions. So before entering into the corrosion mechanism, you have to know the hydration of cement concept. So what is the final product once that materials like this argillaceous and calcareous material react with water? Okay, so that one we are making it as cement, and once it reacts with water it forms CHS gel and calcium hydroxide. You all know this calcium hydroxide, okay, is an waste material, a white powder which is filled in between the pores. Okay, so what will happen means, so it will fill in the pores and it won't have any reaction capacity. So before entering into the actual concept, we should know about this passivity. So passivity means, so when you make a concrete, a thin film of ferric hydroxide will be surrounded the reinforcement. Okay, it will form a bond. Okay, so when this, okay, 1 minute. Here you can see a thin green layer is formed for identification. So unless and until this layer is not disturbed, so if this layer is formed means this pH value between 12 and 14. So once this layer is disturbed by entry of some acidic medium or by entry of water and air, the pH will try to reduce or due to carbonization. Okay, once the pH reaches to 9 means then this passive layer will be disturbed and corrosion will try to start. So as the concrete from alkaline medium it enters into acidic medium means corrosion will try to initiate. Okay, so how this will happen means you can see this picture clearly. Okay, so this one with high pH protective number, so by entry of water, air, or this chloride or some carbon dioxide will enter and it will react with water to form carbolic acid or hydrochloric acid, and thereby okay that passive layer will be disturbed and the pH will be lowered, and then corrosion will initiate and cracking and spalling will happen. So when this depassivation will happen, so when by entry of this chlorine, water and air, normally in colder countries you know about de-icing. So during a daytime, okay, there will be so the temperature will be somewhat normal, but during night time the temperature will go less than 0 degree. Thereby snowfall will happen and all the roads will be frozen and it will be filled with snow. So for the next day morning to allow the traffic to flow through, what they'll do means in a truck they will take some de-icing salt. Okay, it is nothing but a sodium chloride, the normal salt what you just sprinkle onto the surface of the road. If the road is made up of concrete pavement means easily this sodium chloride will try to enter. Chloride when mixed with water form hydrochloric acid, then corrosion will try to initiate. Okay, so this type of problem is there in the colder regions. Or you can see this flow chart. So whenever a crack is created and a reinforcement is visible, okay, this corrosion can initiate. That is another one mechanical type of damages. So you might have seen, okay, when the humidity is more or when any floating objects, okay, you can see this one is a bridge and this one is the pier. Okay, during a flood what is happening, okay, some branches of tree is hitting the pier and it damages the surface of concrete, thereby a crack will be formed and the reinforcement will be visible. Or some chemical attack, leaching of cement paste will happen. Okay, you might have seen in our drainage places or in bathrooms and all for cleaning you may use an acid, okay, which will try to remove the cement paste alone and easily the reinforcement may be visible. Or in this freezing and thawing condition, freezing and thawing means what, alternate drying and wetting in cold and condition. If a concrete freezes means it volume will increase by around 9 percentage. If it increase means you can see the volume expansion and crack will be formed for the expose of reinforcement. Okay, so all this will cause are a overloading will cause a structural crack and then the reinforcement will be visible. So all this will result in an highly permeable concrete like this. Once it is highly permeable, easily water and air and chlorine will enter, passivity layer will be disturbed and corrosion will start. Once corrosion started, then once again the crack width will grow and further corrosion will initiate. So this is how the process will occur. Okay, so in next we will see the concept of corrosion. See, corrosion is nothing but an electrochemical process. So in presence of water, sorry, electrolyte, anode and cathode, this corrosion will occur. You can see this diagram. Okay, so it is an bottle, okay, where you might study in 10th and 12th this type of concept, battery concept, okay, where the current will be generated, okay, in the presence of anode, cathode, okay, and in an electrolyte medium made up of NaCl. If we connect it means okay, current will try to flow. Same concept is for corrosion also. Okay, here you can see, okay, when this corrosion is, and also might have seen another concept called coating, gold coating, silver coating. So what they will do means, suppose if you want to go coat any material, steel material by silver or gold means that silver or gold will be placed in the electrolyte medium, another material where that steel will placed in this electrolyte medium, and we have to make this gold or silver as anode, positive charge connected to that and the negative charge to be connected to the steel plate where this silver or gold to be deposited. Okay, once you pass on the current, this anode will try to corrode and it will be deposited on the cathode. So like that, in concrete also, in presence of reinforcement, what will happen? Okay, one part where will act as anode, another part will act as cathode in presence of this moisture condition, that is the surrounding concrete. If it is fully wet, then this electrons will try to transfer from this anode and will deposit on the cathode, and corrosion will be initiated, rust will be formed. Okay, so if you see this diagram, we can see in detail about the entire process. So as I told na, when a corrosion is going to happen, one part will act as cathode, another part of the reinforcement will act as uh, anode, and it will take place in an electrolyte medium. So if you see, okay, in closer view, in this anode, what is happening? This iron is dividing into its charges, anion and cation. Okay, in cation, this 4e minus will travel to the cathode. In the cathode region on the surface, another reaction will happen. So water and air, as I told, these are all the sources, and this 4e electron will be combined to that to form 4OH minus. So this 4OH minus and this iron from the steel will combine to form ferric hydroxide, which is nothing but rust. Okay, so further this rust once formed, it won't stop, it will once again, okay, reach the oxygen. Okay, in presence of oxygen, it will further convert to reddish brown rust, okay, ferric hydroxide with combination of water. Okay, and then it will form to ferrous, ferric, okay, and then finally black magnetite. Black magnetite means it will be converting fully in black in color, and there won't be a trace of reinforcement also, as I compared with the cancer of human being. Once cancer happen, then the person will die at the last stage. So this last stage is this black magnetite, and the concrete will try to collapse immediately if it is structurally loaded. Okay, so everyone will have a question, why this iron is corroding. Okay, so you all know that iron or steel is manufactured from iron ore. Iron ore, where we are getting it, is from our soil. Okay, or okay, from a mountain this iron ores are got, and then it is sent to the manufacturing industry. In manufacturing industry, what they will do, they will heat it to higher temperature and they will melt it. Okay, and then they will mold mold it to the shape of a circular or rectangular or any shape they want. Normally our reinforcement means circular shape, they will make circular rods, they will make it. So now it is in higher energy level because we are heating it, okay, to higher level, and then only we are just making it as reinforcement. But due to the environmental condition, this de-icing salt or rain or near the seashore, what will happen means it will try to react with that, and then it will try to rust, and then it will go back to the original state, that is lower level energy. So initially the iron ore is of lower level energy. Once we, okay, make this steel rod means it will go to higher energy, and once again it is going back to its lower level energy of iron ore. Okay, so only whatever the steel you make, okay, it will always corrode. Okay, there is no stop for that unless or until you are making a protective coating or you are making a quality concrete to protect it. So in that case, okay, its lifetime can be extended, but we can't stop corrosion. Okay, so that is the major thing which we should know. So why this, okay, corrosion is happening, why these cracks are formed and spalling or falling of the cover concrete take place. So whenever a corrosion is happening, the volume of that steel rod will increase by some 6 to 7 times. So suppose a 10 mm rod is there, okay, at the final end of corrosion, it will, the